Storytime with Mrs. Cinnamon. Even though my real name is Miss Melissa, I've decided to use a special nickname that was given to me by a student years ago. She said I smelled like cinnamon, and I didn't know why I smelled like cinnamon. I didn't eat anything with cinnamon in it for breakfast, but she said I smelled like cinnamon, and then she said, I'm going to call you Mrs. Cinnamon from now on. So, that being said, let's get back with our reading. The last time we were together, we were reading A.A. Milne's The World of Pooh, and we had just finished the introduction. So now let's go on to the dedication. The dedication says, to her, hand in hand we come, Christopher Robin and I, to lay this book in your lap. Say you're surprised. Say you like it. Say it's just what you wanted, because it's yours. Because we love you. Now, chapter 1, in which we are introduced to Winnie the Pooh and some bees, and the stories begin. Here is Edward Bear coming downstairs now, bump, bump, bump on the back of his head behind Christopher Robin. It is, as far as he knows, the only way of coming downstairs. Although, sometimes he feels as though there really is another way. Only he could stop bumping for a moment and think of it. And then he feels that perhaps there isn't. Anyhow, here he is at the bottom and ready to be introduced to you, Winnie the Pooh. When I first heard his name, I said just as you are going to say, but I thought he was a boy. So did I, said Christopher Robin. Then you can't call him Winnie. I don't. But you said, he's Winnie the Pooh. Don't you know what "there" means? Ah, yes, now I do, I said quickly, and I hope you do too, because it is all the explanation you're going to get. Sometimes Winnie the Pooh likes a game of some sort when he comes downstairs, and sometimes he likes to sit quietly in front of the fire and listen to a story. This evening, what about a story, said Christopher Robin. What about a story, I said. Could you very sweetly tell Winnie the Pooh one? I suppose I could, I said. What sort of stories does he like? About himself, because he's that sort of bear. Oh, I see. So could you, very sweetly? I'll try, I said. So I tried. Once upon a time, a very long time ago now, about last Friday, Winnie the Pooh lived in a forest all by himself under the name of Sanders. What does under the name mean? Asked Christopher Robin. It means he had the name over the door in gold letters and lived under it. Winnie the Pooh wasn't quite sure, said Christopher Robin. Now I am, said a growly voice. Then I will go on, said I. One day when he was out walking, he came to an open place in the middle of the forest, and in the middle of this place was a large oak tree. From the top of the tree there came a loud buzzing noise. Winnie the Pooh sat down at the foot of the tree, put his head between his paws, and began to think. First of all, he said to himself, that buzzing noise means something. You don't get a buzzing noise like that, just buzzing and buzzing, without its meaning something. If there's a buzzing noise, somebody's making a buzzing noise. And the only reason for making a buzzing noise that I know of is because you're a bee. And then he thought another long time and said, and the only reason for being a bee that I know of is making honey. And then he got up and said, and the only reason for making honey is so as I can eat it. So he began to climb the tree. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed, and as he climbed he sang a little song to himself. It went like this. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? Buzz, 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 I wonder why he does. Then he climbed a little further, and a little further, and then just a little further. By that time, he had thought of another song. Isn't it funny that if bears were bees, they'd build their nest at the bottom of trees? That being so, if bees were bears, we wouldn't have to climb up all these stairs. He was getting rather tired by this time, so that's why he sang a complaining song. He was nearly there now, and if he just stood on that branch, crack! "Oh, help!" said Pooh as he dropped 10 feet on the branch below him. "If only I hadn't..." "Ugh," he said as he bounced 20 feet onto the next branch. "You see what I meant to do?" "Ugh," he explained as he turned head over heels and crashed onto another branch 30 feet below. "What I meant to do, of course it was rather, he admitted as he slithered very quickly through the next 6 branches. "It all comes, I suppose," he decided as he said goodbye to the last branch, spun round 3 times and flew gracefully into a gorse bush. "It all comes of liking honey so much. Oh, help!" He crawled out of the gorse bush, brushed the prickles from his nose, and began to think again. And the first person he thought of was Christopher Robin. "Was that me?" said Christopher Robin in an odd voice, hardly daring to believe it. "That was you." Christopher Robin said nothing, but his eyes got larger and larger, and his face got pinker and pinker. And that's where we'll leave off for today, because chapter 1 is a very long chapter. It might take us a couple of days to finish it. But I think Winnie the Pooh is getting another idea. Climbing up didn't work out so well. So even though he's a very little brain, he gets a lot of ideas because he does a lot of thinking. Well, I think I'm looking forward to the next time when you and I will sit together again and read some more about Winnie the Pooh's adventures. See you next time.